Welcome back. We're taking a live look over the capital city on this Thursday morning.
A beautiful Thursday morning. Sunshine on its way again. We've just been treated lately with good weather.
Yes, we have been. Just counting up.
I was like, what are you counting down there? My ADHD just...
You watched me count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
What I was counting is the word peach. Okay.
Okay.
Counting the word peach.
Okay.
Today is National Peach Cobbler Day.
Okay.
Ooh.
And it's also National Scrabble Day. And so the word peach would get you 12 points in Scrabble.
See, I know you wanted to know that.
Millions of peaches.
Yes.
Peaches for me.
Peaches for me, peaches for you, peaches for everyone we can see.
If you're having peach cobbler, you need the ice cream. That's my hot take.
That is, well, vanilla, yeah.
Sounds delicious.
There's evidently a peach song in the Super Mario Bros.
Oh yeah, doesn't Jack Black sing it?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's original, so it has music video.
Roll the tape.
So, anyways, yeah, and it could win a Grammy now that it's been in the show.
So there's hope for us.
Exactly, there is. This completely went off the rails. Let's get that train back on the tracks here and talk about weather. It's 5:31, and so you're looking at South Charleston. Everything looks fine here. We've had clear skies all night, so therefore Viper real-time radar is high and dry across the area. Now, in regards to those temperatures, we are in the low, mid, and upper 40s, and we have low to mid 50s, so it is a mild morning out there. It feels pretty nice. Let's say if you're wanting to go for a jog this morning, this is great. This is great stuff. You'll stay nice and cool as you get to jogging. That's actually a look at the Canal River from last year on a chilled morning. We're going for sunny skies for the day today, 86. It's another day with incredible sunshine with toasty temperatures. Okay. Coming up, we'll talk about your 7-day forecast as we definitely have some temperatures that'll be cooler after the weekend rain showers and storms. That's coming up in the next few minutes. Andie and Zach?
Well, thank you, Brian. The trooper that wrote the originally anonymous letter that opened up an investigation into the West Virginia State Police says he would do it again.
Corporal Joseph Comer also says there are some things he would have done differently. His letter detailed abuse of power, sexual assault allegations, and the hidden camera inside the women's locker room at the West Virginia State Police Academy. In an interview yesterday, Comer told us that he tried to report issues of wrongdoing to superiors, but says that instead of getting better, he felt the wrongdoing just got worse. And when he realized his efforts within were exhausted, he decided it was time to do something else.
At times there were certain aspects that were kind of shameful, and it was because of just a very select few. And, I really just wasn't willing to sit back and watch everything that I worked for and that I believed in be diminished by, selfish decisions or decisions out of greed or arrogance.
Comer is facing charges of domestic violence. That case has been sent to the grand jury. His attorney has asked the new state police superintendent to investigate the validity of the charges because he believes they are in retaliation for the anonymous letter.
We asked Governor Jim Justice about the fact that Comer had to write a letter before any actions were taken to address his concerns.
The biggest part of the problem is when someone brought issues or problems to somebody that was a superior and nothing was done and or it was covered up, that becomes a bigger problem than maybe the acts themselves.
Justice says the state is still in the, quote, early stages of the investigation and promised that there would be justice for those who have done wrong.
For 4 months, people at low-income housing complex in the city of Charleston say they've been without hot water. Now, after a report from 13 News yesterday, they may soon see some relief. The folks who live at the Vista View apartments told us that this sign was hanging in their building, letting them know the problem would be fixed as soon as possible, and they were sorry for the trouble. Our thermometer showed the water coming out of the tap was only 64 degrees. The people we talked with say they've been taking cold showers, going to friends and family's homes to shower, or boiling water on the stove to bathe their children. And this entire process from boiling to tub fill up was taking 2 hours.
You'll be without hot water or cold water all day, and then you can't wash your dishes, you can't wash your floor, you can't wash yourself.
It takes almost 2 hours to take a bath, so it's just physically impossible for me to do that, to be able to even get up and go to work.
This is a crisis for everybody. Either you're a single parent or you got families. This is a crisis, and something has to be done.
The Secretary of State's website lists the owner of the Vista View Apartments living in Chicago. We tried to reach out to local management but did not hear back. We'll let you know when this problem is fixed.
An update for people who lost their Social Security benefits because of their lawyer's wrongdoing now have the opportunity to get back pay. Eric C. Kahn pleaded guilty to bribing doctors to falsify medical records for his clients and then paying judges to approve their lifetime disability benefits. The scheme is considered the largest Social Security scam in the United States. Now, the attorney representing the hundreds of victims, many of whom are vulnerable, says that notice is going out this week to tell people that they can request a hearing so that the benefits lost 6 years ago can potentially be reinstated.
They are so suspicious of the SSA. Most of the people I talk to are reluctant to send in for a new hearing. And I quickly disabuse them of that. And I bluntly tell them, if you're truly disabled, this is easy. Request a new hearing, get your benefits back. And then we'll try to find representation when these new hearings start up again.
You might remember Eric C. Kahn was arrested at a Pizza Hut in Honduras. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf says anyone with questions can call his office, but he fears many have lost faith in the system.
We told you about the historic opioid crisis settlements in West Virginia. Now the Kanawha County Commission has decided what to do with some of those funds they won. $1 billion is for the state, with much of that money going to the WV First Foundation. It's an organization that focuses on local ownership and Appalachian culture. Local governments may receive 24% of the settlement, and the Kanawha County Commission is set for $7 million.
Governor Jim Justice announced West Virginia's export market grew for the third consecutive year in 2022. The gross value is at $7.6 billion, marking a 20% increase over 2021. Coal was the largest export, totaling more than half of that value. The Netherlands, India, and Brazil were some of the top countries to receive coal from the Mountain State, making it the nation's second biggest coal exporter. Plastic, chemicals, and machinery were also a big portion.
In your national headlines, a vigil was held last night in Louisville, Kentucky for the 5 people killed and 8 others injured in a mass shooting at a downtown bank Monday morning. 911 calls were also released that captured the horror of the attack. The gunman was killed in a shootout with police. 2 people remain hospitalized, including a rookie police officer.
Former President Donald Trump is scheduled to sit down for a deposition in New York City later today. It's connected to a civil lawsuit brought on by the New York Attorney General. Trump, his children, and his company were sued for $250 million last year for an alleged fraud. Brian?
Time is now 5:37, almost 5:38, and you're looking at our temperatures. Nice start to the day. You can get out and about this morning. Not have any real issue with temperatures in the low to mid and upper 40s and low to mid 50s, 56 in Pikeville this morning, 53 in Louisa, Williamson, Madison, 46, Portsmouth, Gallipolis, Point Pleasant, Ripley, and Clay. Your forecast overlooking Ashland this morning, and green and blue bridges here on the mighty Ohio. We're going to go for sunny skies and 86 degrees tonight, 54. Clouds move in from the south and a sprinkle or two sliding in. So here's the deal. Coming up, it's going to be very warm into the weekend. Showers do plague the weekend, and that means Friday, a few Saturday, and some more on Sunday. And then it's a cooler start to next week. We'll discuss all this in the next few minutes. Andie and Zach.
Thank you, Brian. More to come on 13 News this morning, including Marshall's baseball and softball both coming back after losses.
Especially for Marshall baseball going up against rival Ohio. Time on the clock is 5:39. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 5:41 is the time. Marshall women's softball continues their stampede as they win big in Kentucky.
Plus, the St. Albans Red Dragons were slayed in a close one against the Greenbrier Spartans yesterday. Cassidy Wood has more.
Now it's time for the 13 News Sports Zone, brought to you by your local Par-Mar stores.
Marshall softball was in Kentucky facing Morehead State. The Herd on a tear so far this season, looking for their 35th win in just 38 games. These two faced each other just a month ago in a doubleheader. The Herd won both games. Top of the first, Autumn Owen with a single scoring Coleman. We fast forward to the third. It's Owen again. This time she grounds out to shortstop, scoring Bickle. Marshall now up 2-0, but not for long. Morehead tied it up in the same frame after a home run by Kingery, her first of the year for the Eagles. We head now to the fifth, still knotted at 2. Faringa with a single to right field, scoring Grace Chelleman. The Herd plated one more after a walk. Marshall wins it 4-2. They're now 34-4 on the season and head to Myrtle Beach to face Coastal Carolina for a Sun Belt Series this coming weekend. Game 1 is Friday at 6 o'clock. The Herd is 9-1 in conference play. Marshall baseball took down the Ohio Bobcats the other day 8-6, a much-needed win after dropping a series to Louisiana. The Herd is back in Sun Belt play on Friday, facing Texas State for a 3-game series. First pitch for Game 1 is at 7 o'clock. The Herd is 4-8 in conference play. We head to high school now. A great game out in St. Albans. The Red Dragons hosting Greenbrier East. SA with just 4 losses on the year, hosting a Spartan squad sitting at 6-8. We entered it in the fourth. Greenbrier East up 4-1, and Aiden Youngblood hit a bomb down the third base line. It was enough for a 2-run homer, and just like that, SA was down just 1. Same frame, a man on first. Garrett Comer up to bat. The pitch and a big hit towards the back wall by Comer, and off 5 goes. He makes it all the way home from first to tie up the ball game at 4, and we head to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 4. St. Albans with 2 on. A hit falls in the gap by third. SA's man trying to get home from second to take the lead. A beautiful play by the Spartans, and he's tagged out at home plate. It stayed tied at 4 until the 9th inning. The Spartans tacking on the winning run, the final 5-4. And that'll do it for morning sports. I'll see you guys tonight at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, Cassidy. 5:44 is your time. Headed outside, taking a live look at US 119 Eureka Road on your Thursday morning commute.
When we return, meteorologist Brian Hughes has your complete Storm Tracker 13 forecast.
Tracker 13 with the new Viper real-time radar.
It's 5:47 exactly. Good morning to you on this Thursday. I know everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Unfortunately, we've got some scattered showers and some thunderstorms that'll be popping up across the area for your Friday. A few on Saturday and some more on Sunday afternoon and evening. But we'll show you that in a bit. But it's going to be at least warm for the weekend. Hurricane Live Look there is in great shape. There's Pomeroy, Ohio. Everybody is doing good this morning because we've had clear skies all night long. So that's going to transition into sunny skies for the day today. Viper real-time radar, obviously, we're high and dry. Temperature 39 right now, Jackson, Athens, 43 Parkersburg. Got 46 in Clay, Summersville, 44. Then we've got 55 in Madison and Logan and Pikeville. So wide variety of numbers here this morning. Temperatures, clouds and radar. Nothing on the clouds part, and we're good with that. Clouds are to the south, along with some rain showers. Those are going to be moving up from the south to the north, so we are going to get to see some of that as we work our way into this weekend. So there's sunshine for the day today. There's 6 o'clock. Here come the clouds for the evening and nighttime hours. And overnight, a couple of sprinkles are going to try and slide in. There's 7 a.m. for your Friday. Now, as we work our way into Friday afternoon, there's the lunch hour. More rain showers are working their way across the area. A couple of rumbles of thunder there for your Friday. There's 6 o'clock for your Friday evening, so we're watching that. And then as we go into Friday night, a lot of those fade away because the heat of the day is gone. We're not expecting any severe weather across the area as well going into at least your Friday and Saturday. There's 7 a.m. Saturday. You've got a couple of these spotty little showers popping up for the day, so we'll see those hit and miss during the day on Saturday. Sunday, things are going to get a little bit different. Here's a look at the lunch hour. Now, first of all, warm fronts to the north. There's a cold front. We've got some windy conditions, or at least a good breeze. Possibility exists we could have a couple of strong storms passing by for the day on Sunday across the area. How about temperatures for the day today? wow, that looks like we should be in summer. 80 at Summersville, 86 Charleston, 85 in Huntington, Louisa. So it's going to be a great day across the area with sunshine. As we work our way into your Friday, 76 with some of the thunderstorms, and then a couple of thunder showers on Saturday. Sunday, better chance for some of those thunderstorms in the afternoons. That cold front moves through. The result is 60 on Monday, 65 on Tuesday, and 75 on Wednesday. Just so happens that 69 is our normal high for this time of year. Want to let you know, yesterday is National Scrabble Day and National Peach Cobbler Day combined.
Okay.
And so I actually did a little more math.
Oh.
So peach, if you would spell the word peach out on the Scrabble board, you'd get 12 points. Okay, we got that.
Okay.
Now, if you, and that's if you don't cross any other letters, you just spell it straight out. Now, if you were to do cobbler, okay, cobbler, and you just spelled it straight out on the board, you just first rattle out of the gate, you would use all 7 of your letters, and that would give you 13 points, and you'd get the 50 bonus points for using all of your letters.
The more you know. You've been working hard for this. Are you playing Scrabble after this today?
If you want to.
Let's do that. The noon's canceled. We're going to play Scrabble.
Noon Scrabble. I love it.
It's words with friends, yeah.
Thank you, Brian Hughes.
You're welcome.
5:50 is your time. A new project is in the works to help prevent fires and keep the public aware of forest fires that may be burning in the Mountain State. West Virginia's Division of Forestry is in progress of an online platform called the Division of Forestry's Daily Fire Report. The virtual map will have listings of anywhere that may be burning, as well as areas that have burned in the past. Public awareness and prevention is key to maintain our beautiful wildlife.
If you would just take the time to get out and enjoy our woods, our streams, our incredible nature in this state, absolutely it'll touch your soul.
Burn restrictions will be in place until the closing of the spring season, which is May 31st. Details on burn laws and regulations can be found on the Division of Forestry's website.
A full week of celebration is underway at Marshall University in honor of Earth Week. The theme of this year's celebration is Invest in Your Planet. The main activities of the week took place at the Memorial Student Center Plaza and Buskirk Field. Staff, faculty, and community members got to participate in energy use workshops, environmental service activities, as well as connect with food-based systems in the community.
One of the biggest things everybody can do is if you're not using it, turn it off, conserve. People are buying electric cars and hybrids that are helping with the pollution in the air. And then it's just everybody, if everybody does their part, then it all adds up to the whole.
The celebration will continue through Friday, and there will be plenty of more activities to take part in, like group discussions, public demonstrations, and teach-ins.
And here's a quick look at your CBS Primetime lineup. It's all new episodes of Young Sheldon, Ghost, So Help Me Todd, and CSI Vegas, all before 13 News at 11.
This, of course, is 13 News This Morning. Time on the clock is 5:52. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're taking a live look over Pomeroy, Ohio. You, of course, are watching 13 News This Morning.
Thanks so much for waking up with us. Well, elementary school students raised almost $8,000 for the American Heart Association with a jump rope-a-thon.
This was at Montrose Elementary School in South Charleston, where students of all ages were encouraged to jump and stay active to keep their hearts healthy. Those who attended all got to take turns jumping rope in intervals, and this was all done in honor of Hurricane teenager Will Washburn, who tragically passed away from cardiac arrest while playing basketball a few years ago. They set some records with their fundraising this year, and they say this is the most successful fundraiser they've ever done.
We like to provide opportunities like this for the kids, just a little bit of a, different kind of day for them. They get excited about it. So it's been great, and thank you to Mr. Adkins and the rest of the staff for helping us put this on.
Kids look like they're having a good time, and this is the most successful fundraiser they've accomplished. Well, local fishermen set a new state record with his 9.72 golden trout. According to Governor Jim Justice, the catch breaks the old record from 1998. The old record weighed in at 9.31 pounds. This announcement comes close after the second round of West Virginia's Gold Rush Week. The tradition of stocking rare golden rainbow trout in local streams and rivers have been going on for the past 5 years.
Employees and staff have been warned after a bear was seen at one of the Charleston area medical center locations in Kanawha City. We're talking about the location near Chesterfield Avenue by the LabWorks office. The DNR has been notified and will be working with CAMC to relocate the animal away from the public.
And we're taking a live look outside I-64 Montrose interchange. Time on the clock is 5:57.
13 News This Morning continues right after this.
Now, Forecast First, brought to you by Hardman's.
It is now 5 a.m. on the dot. Good morning, I'm Brian Hughes. This is our weather right Summersville. Everything looks good here. We've had clear skies. You can see the moon in that southeastern sky as it's been rising. Absolutely beautiful this morning. Right now, no issues with any frost because it feels just fine out there. Temperatures not conducive for that. We're dry here on Viper real-time radar with the clear skies. 47 there at Summersville, 51 Charleston, Huntington, 55 Inez, Williamson, 44 Jackson, Ohio, 41 up in Athens. Your forecast today, we're going to go for another day of incredible sunshine with toasty temperatures at 86. That's incredible. 13 News This Morning starts right now.
Live, local, now. This is 13 News This Morning.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Zach Gilleland.
And I'm Andie Bernhardt. Two teens who allegedly spent some time behind the wheel of a school bus are now spending some time behind bars.
Lawrence County Sheriff Jeff Lawless says two 14-year-olds left a mental health facility close to Dawson Elementary School without permission on Friday. Saturday morning, a security officer with the school told deputies one of the back doors had been broken, and video shows the two teens that matched their description going inside and later stealing a school bus. Before the pair traveled nearly 90 miles on the bus, Sheriff Lawless says they ransacked a classroom at the school. Laptops were missing and fire extinguishers were emptied in the gymnasium. Lawless says they got caught when they got a call from the Greenfield, Ohio Police Department saying the bus was spotted parked in the area. The bus and stolen technology are back where they belong, and now the teens are facing charges. The trooper that wrote the originally anonymous letter that opened up an investigation into the West Virginia State Police says he would do it again.
But Corporal Joseph Comer also says there are some things he would have done differently. His letter detailed abuse of power, sexual assault allegations, and that hidden camera inside the women's locker room at the West Virginia State Police Academy. In an interview yesterday, Comer told us that he tried to report issues of wrongdoing to superiors, but says that instead of getting better, he felt the wrongdoing just got worse. And when he realized his efforts with him were exhausted, he decided it was time to do something else. Originally, Comer did not sign the letter because he feared retaliation by the state police. But months later, he's coming forward saying what he really wants is integrity to be restored within state police.
I absolutely understand that there could or would be retaliation. You know, I understand that, but ma'am, I just wasn't going to live in that fear. I prayed then and I pray now that somebody sitting somewhere is looking at this and seeing the problem and is going to do the right thing. And I believe that's going to happen with Colonel Chambers.
Comer is facing charges of domestic violence. That case has been sent to the grand jury. His attorney has asked the new state police superintendent to investigate the validity of the charges because he believes they are in retaliation for the anonymous letter.
We asked Governor Jim Justice about the fact that Comer had to write a letter before any actions were taken to address his concerns.
The biggest part of the problem is when someone brought issues or problems to somebody that was a superior and nothing was done and or it was covered up, that becomes a bigger problem than maybe the acts themselves.
Justice says the state is still in the, quote, early stages of the investigation and promised there would be justice for those who have been done wrong.
An update for people who lost their Social Security benefits because of their lawyer's wrongdoing now have the opportunity to get back pay. Eric C. Kahn pleaded guilty to bribing doctors to falsify medical records for his clients and then paying judges to approve their lifetime disability benefits. The scheme is considered the largest Social Security scam in the United States. Now the attorney representing the hundreds of victims, many of whom are vulnerable, says that notices are going out this week to tell people they can request a hearing so that the benefits lost 6 years ago can potentially be reinstated.
They are so suspicious of the SSA. Most of the people I talk to are reluctant to send in for a new hearing. And I quickly disabuse them of that. And I bluntly tell them, if you're truly disabled, this is easy. Request a new hearing, get your benefits back. And then we'll try to find representation when these new hearings start up again.
You might remember Eric C. Kahn was arrested at a Pizza Hut in Honduras. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf says anyone with questions can call his office, but he fears many have lost faith in the system.
Yesterday, a community-wide vigil was held to mourn the 5 people who were shot and killed by their coworker at a downtown Louisville bank earlier this week.
It came the same day as audio from the dramatic 911 calls were released. In them, we can hear the terror from employees pleading for help. CBS News' Jared Hill has more.
Who have provided comfort.
There were tears and prayers as Louisville came together to honor the 5 people killed in the Old National Bank mass shooting on Monday.
These are irreplaceable Kentuckians taken far too soon.
Oh my God, I just walked
Chilling 911 calls reveal the fear and desperation from those who witnessed the horror that day.
8 or 9 people have been shot. I'm in a closet hiding. Is that shots fired? Yes.
2 of the 8 people injured in Monday's shooting are still in the hospital. That includes Louisville police officer Nicholas Wilt, one of the first to respond just 3 minutes after the 911 calls came in. Those who worked with Wilt back when he was a firefighter describe him as community service oriented.
Absolutely not surprised that he wasn't among the first, and he was going to do whatever he could to save people.
Wilt was shot in the head by the gunman and is still in critical condition. Another responding officer shot and killed the suspect shortly after Wilt was injured. Students at Wilt's former high school got together yesterday to show their support for the officer and his family. Jared Hill, CBS News.
As details emerge around one of the deadliest workplace shootings in Kentucky history, a new Nexstar/Emerson College poll found the majority of likely Kentucky Republican primary voters are satisfied with the status quo on gun control. When it comes to Kentucky's gun laws, 70.6% of poll responders said they're just right. Meanwhile, almost 18% found them too strict, and 11.5% said they're too lenient. Poll leaders say the Louisville shooting didn't seem to have an impact on opinions on gun reform.
In the meantime, the search continues for the K-9 officer that was able to escape its yard. Chase is the Chapmanville Police Department's K-9, but he got loose in South Charleston. The South Charleston police officers looked at security video trying to help track him down. Anyone who may have seen Chase is asked to call 911 or their local police department. Brian?
He was just chasing after some drugs. I'm sure he got the perpetrator. Anyways, he's sometimes a dog needs to be a dog and just needs to run. So, hey, thankfully he's in good shape. Temperatures this morning, we're in the low to mid and upper 40s, and we have some low to mid 50s across the area. So it doesn't feel too bad out there. And things are going to be shaping up nicely as we go through much of the day. Why? Because it's going to be sunny at 86. Our normal high this time of year is 69 degrees. So 86. Wow. Tonight we've got a couple of sprinkles. I'll try moving from the south. We'll show you that coming up on Predictor in the next few minutes. Andy and Zach.
Still to come on 13 News this morning, we take a look at the impact a 13 News report may have had on a major issue facing residents in a local apartment complex.
5:08 is your time. 13 News this morning continues right after this. Welcome back. For 4 months, people at a low-income housing complex in the city of Charleston say they've been without hot water.
Now, after a report from 13 News yesterday, they may soon see some relief. The folks who live at the Vista View Apartments told us that this sign was hanging up at their building, letting them know the problem would be fixed as soon as possible and that they're sorry for the trouble. Our thermometer showed the water coming out of the tap was only 64 degrees. The people we talked with say they've been taking cold showers, going to friends and family's homes for showers, or boiling water on the stove to bathe children. And the entire process from boiling to the tub fill up was taking 2 hours.
I can't give my grandbaby a shower. I can't bathe him. I have to boil water, let that cool down, and then put him in the water. I have to make sure it's not too hot and not too cold for him. I can't. My grandson needs bathe. We can't bathe him in cold water.
I had to boil water and wash one of them, and then boil water and wash the other one, all while trying to take care of my 2-month-old too, while he's screaming because he's hungry.
According to the West Virginia Secretary of State's website, Vista View is owned by an LLC in the Chicago area. The city of Charleston calls it a public housing project where most of the residents are low income.
West Virginia Governor Jim Justice made a special stop in Poca yesterday. There was a dedication ceremony at the Facing Hunger and Mountaineer Food Bank where Governor Justice allocated $1 million to each. These funds come from the CARES Act to provide resources to better help those facing food insecurities. $500,000 goes towards a large-scale cooler and freezer dedicated in honor of the governor.
So this is really important for us to continue distributing healthy foods, fresh produce, milk, all kinds of dairy items, foods like that we're trying to get out to our communities.
We've got this now. We can do more just-in-time deliveries to ensure we're getting food out to communities that might not otherwise receive it.
Facing Hunger Food Bank is a nonprofit in 12 West Virginia counties, 4 in Kentucky, and in Lawrence County, Ohio. An insulin manufacturing company is on its way to West Virginia.
Governor Jim Justice made the announcement yesterday, saying this development is estimated to bring in 200 well-paying jobs to the Morgantown area. It will be run by a South Korean pharmaceutical company, which will lease the building from West Virginia University. The company plans to invest $100 million in phase 1 of the project to secure approval of product from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. According to the latest information from the American Diabetes Association, 37 million Americans have diabetes. In West Virginia, that number stands out at about 223,000 people with the disease. In Kentucky, roughly 450,000 people. And in Ohio, 1.1 million are dealing with the effects. And we're taking a live look outside at our big board traffic camera network. This is I-77 in Parkersburg.
5:14 is your time. 13 News This Morning continues right after this with your full Storm Tracker 13 forecast.
.517 is the time, so let's see, this is April 13th here, and it just so happens that on this date back in 1860, the first Pony Express rider made it to the West Coast to Sacramento, California. Wonder how much it cost to send that letter. Anyways, 66 cents these days. So, hey, there you go. There's a look at Spencer, West Virginia, back down to South Charleston. We are in great shape this morning. Viper real-time radar is high and dry because we've had clear skies all night long. All night. With the stars and the moon that rose. The moon was rising about 3:30, 3:45 this morning out of the southeast skies. So looking beautiful. Our temperatures right now, we are looking beautiful here as well. 42 Summersville and Sutton. Sutton Lake, outflow water temperature is 48 degrees. At Summersville Lake, the outflow water temperature is 43 degrees. So a little bit chilly there. Fayetteville checks in at 50, 55 in Madison. I've got 46 at Gallipolis, Point Pleasant, Portsmouth. So not too bad this morning. We need to get cloud temperatures, clouds and radar all across the region. You can see the clouds well to the south along with the rain showers. We'll see some of those moving in, a couple of those in the overnight hours. And then as we go into your Friday, well, we do have rain showers and a couple of thunderstorms in the forecast. But for today, enjoy it. Oh, that sunshine. Feeling mighty fine. There's 6 o'clock for this evening. Here you go. Clouds moving in the overnight hours. Then we get to 7 a.m. And you can see 7 a.m., that's after the sun is up, and we've got some of the rain showers working their way through the area. We'll have some of those off and on throughout the day. There's the lunch shower for your Friday. And then as we go into the Friday afternoon and evening, there's 6 o'clock. A few rumbles of thunder passing by the area. We're not expecting anything severe out of any of this. This is not the type of weather, not the type of atmosphere conducive to severe weather. There's 11 o'clock for your Friday night. Going into Saturday, a couple of spotty showers here or there in the morning. Then we'll have a couple of those in the afternoon. Not a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, but spotty showers and occasionally rumble of thunder. There's 6 o'clock Saturday evening. Then as we work our way into Sunday, here we go. Here comes the front. There's the lunch shower, and it knocks on the door. And then by the afternoon, evening hours, it's moving in. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We're going to go for temperatures at 86 today. Mind you, normal high is 69. Then some thunderstorms for you Friday. Some spotty ones on Saturday, and then that front moves through on Sunday. Cools us down, but it's a brief cool down. We'll go to 60 on Monday, 65 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, 75. After that, I've got 80 for Thursday of next week. So good weather coming up.
I just can't believe we're at 86. I went for a walk outside yesterday and I was like working up a sweat, and we're even hotter today. So, I mean, I'm not complaining about the heat. It's not a complaint, but don't worry. Brian's like,
You can't complain about the cold and then complain about the heat.
No,
so.
I'm not complaining. I'm just making observations.
No, you can't complain about this weather. I was back home in Maryland visiting my relatives. I was sitting on the porch pretty much all day, just soaking up the good weather, hanging out with the dogs. It was a good time.
You were singing the song, I'm gonna soak up the sun.
I'm gonna tell everyone.
Oh, that's the first time we've gotten Zach to sing. We love it.
Maybe because I'm in a good mood.
Good deal.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
5:21 is your time.
Well, speaking of good mood, the Tampa Bay Rays won their 12th straight game to start the season last night, one short of the best Major League record start since 1900. Tampa Bay has outscored opponents 92-27 and have hit one home run at least in every game so far, even though the Nats probably should have beat them earlier this year. The 1987 Milwaukee Brewers and the 1982 Atlanta Braves both opened 13-0. The Milwaukee Brewers actually didn't make the playoffs this year, that year that they started out 13-0. But Tampa Bay can tie the mark tonight against the Red Sox.
The WVU men's basketball team is bringing back another important piece of last year's team.
Ryan Decker has more from Morgantown.
Trey Mitchell announced Wednesday that he is ready to run it back with West Virginia. With Mitchell announcing that he is returning to the Mountaineers, West Virginia's 2023 roster is largely set. Guard Joe Toussaint is the leading returning scorer in the backcourt for Bob Huggins' squad. In the front court, Mitchell, Mohamed Wagi, and James Okonkwo all played big minutes for West Virginia at times last season. Of course, there are a trio of newcomers to the active roster for this upcoming season. Jose Perez didn't play for the Mountaineers last year, but is back with the team. Guard Omar Silverio announced in early March that he has transferred to WVU, and announced just last week, former Arizona guard Kerr Kriisa is now a Mountaineer. Kriisa was billed as the top-rated guard in the transfer portal. With Mitchell and Toussaint both returning to WVU, big man Jimmy Bell is the only player from last year's roster whose decision for this upcoming season is unknown, at least publicly. That's the latest on the Mountaineers here in Morgantown. I'm Ryan Decker,